Hi, welcome to my studio. I'm Gail Hodgson, and today we're going to be doing a small work of art that's going to have a purpose of helping us focus on some meaningful words. It's a mixed media collage. What we're going to do today is a little collage project, and this is a piece of wood. It's going to be like a plaque that can hang on the wall, and we're using this beautiful Japanese craft paper, which I love, and you know, if you've seen many of my other videos. And then we're going to be assembling, like in a collage, a background for a word that I'm going to paint on that's going to remind me what's really important and what has priority in life. So first thing we're going to do is actually paint the edges to go more with this color theme. So let's do that. And it's just going to be abstract painting. We're not going to paint flowers around. Get the colors, which are all in here, basically. All right, so yeah, I think I'll use this. And we're just going to go for it. Mix and get playful with this part. Just needs its edges done. Oops. I love trying to put things in my space where I, basically live, work, and play that remind me, when your mind gets off track of and stressed out, that remind you of what to focus on, which is more useful and more beneficial, like gratitude. And we can do the traditional vision boards, which are great. I actually have one right beside my computer, and it does have imagery and words, but I'm kind of getting more refined about it. I like to have something that's really pretty to look at, and not just magazine cutouts and words. So that's kind of what this is. Things that I love looking at too. The little hook in the back is jingling. Ring the bell of gratitude. Okay. I get a little bit of pink dabbed in there, just to add to the whole thing. Neighbor's dog's barking. I love these colors too, they're very dramatic. And I don't want it to be very bumpy on the top because I'm going to be gluing paper down flat. So I'll be mindful of that when I'm doing this. But you can see this is very simple. I'm just doing abstract paint marks around the edge. And I'm kind of getting close to those colors, but it's not exact. And I'm just going to check to see how that's looking against the paper in a minute. Let's see what we have here. I mean, it's only going to show a little bit, but I didn't want the brown, of course. Maybe I'll just a little bit of this pink in here more. Blend it in. Oops. Okay, that's looking good. I'll probably blow dry it, get that nice and dry before I try to put the paper down. Nice. Just sort of like a mottled color effect. Check it. Yep, I like that. Okay, let's blow dry this and see how it looks after that. All right. Okay, so we will get the paper glued on next. Cool. And the paper is a little bit bigger, and I'm going to trim it after. It'll be easier to deal with that way. And I'm going to use my gel matte medium. This is a great glue, and for doing collage. And I'm going to use this paper for making sure that I'm painting the glue off the edges really well so that it sticks down nicely. Get a nice bunch of glue painted on. There we go. This paper, I think, is called shiogami paper, C-H-I, and it's Japanese craft paper that's traditional, I guess. And the thing is it's really inspiring. You just go check it out online. It's amazing. Oops. Okay. Press this down. Nice. Wow, that's stuck down pretty good already. So that's nice. And then I'm going to trim it a bit with my little mat. It's nice to glue the object with a little bit of overlap, and then you can, as long as this is a hard edge, then you can you can get right to the edge of this, like I'm going to do right now. And then it can get cut accurately to fit your piece. There we go. Nice. Very nice. Oh, that looks pretty already. Love it. Okay, that part's done. Now we're going to set that aside to dry a little bit, and we're going to do the word part. So this is going to go, oops, this is going to go right here. And I don't want it, you know, I'm not going to glue this paper down. I'm going to use this to trace onto this paper, and then I'm going to paint it in by hand, because I kind of want a little bit of a handwritten look, but not so handwritten that it's my handwriting, which is messy. So that's why I'm using some graphic tools too. We need a pen of some sort. Pencil will work. Actually, yeah, pencil will work. Okay. And this is graphite paper, which is cool for tracing stuff. You can, as soon as you press down onto it, it makes a mark. I might show it on here, I'm not sure. But see that? So it's a little trick of the trade. Okay, so that goes there. And actually, I'm going to tape that down, because then it won't move when I'm fiddling around. There. And then I'm going to want to tape this down too. Get my word kind of centered on this pink piece. Go there. And then you slide in the graphite paper in between, and that is how you do this part. I'm just going to trace what I did on my computer previously. And it's not going to turn, you know, be all perfect and graphic like a computer printout word or text, but it just helps, you know, spacing and filling the dimensions of this pink piece that I previously cut out that fits nicely on this. So kind of, you know, it's a way to do it in a balanced way. But you could just, if you're good at handwriting, you could just go ahead and let it rip. Ooh, that translated nicely. Okay. I mean, transferred. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, I want to use a very small brush, and I think I'm going to use this dark pink color to do this part. I think I need a little bit more. Just put some here. Add some water to get it a little bit more fluidy. And I mean, if you want to try this at home, just, and you don't have, you know, Japanese craft paper or whatever, just something you can see that you could just glue whatever image, or say you have some artwork that you've done that you love, but you don't know what to do with it. Do this. make it functional, because this is nice to have in your view to remind you. Oh, that's very see-through. I don't want to see the pencil marks through it. Oops. It's kind of nice. Almost nice to have a little bit of a two-tone look. It's kind of hard to write with a brush, and there are lettering brushes that you can use, but I just wanted this to be a simple operation. I'm going to have to do 2 coats, I can tell, because this pencil, the graphite is really showing. Gratitude is a really good one, because you know, when I feel stressed, all the messaging in my mind is, oh, you got to do this and you can't do that, and then that's not enough of this, and this, you know, oh no, what about that, and what if, all this worry stuff, you know, when you kind of, it sort of builds too. So once you start paying attention to those thoughts, they start to build on themselves too. And then sometimes it's just nice to, you know, be reminded in that looping of gratitude. Like, wow, I really do have everything I need. I really do. Wow, I forgot that I was in a frenzy of thought. I have everything I need. I'm so grateful for being able to, you know, get in my car and drive somewhere, go for a walk in beautiful nature around Kelowna and the Okanagan. So grateful for good friends and a nice quiet neighborhood and a lot of freedom. I'm so glad to, you know, grateful to have good food, and I'm grateful for my own cooking. I'm a good cook. But yeah, so this is definitely a quality focus that I know I forget really quickly when I'm stressed. And it's not like, you know, to feel guilty about it and blame ourselves, blah, blah, blah. But it's just, hey, come back here. Come back here. That's all. Wow, this paint's very transparent. It's not covering this graphite stuff very well. I think what I'll do is just get it glued down. Dry it, get it glued down, and I'll put a final coat on it right at the end so that I'm not blobbing and blobbing here. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes you have a plan, sometimes you modify the plan. Okay, there. I'm just going to zip this with the blow dryer. Let's just give this a little zip because that's all it needed. And we're going to get this glued down. Oh, I know what I wanted to do first though. Paper can show edges sometimes. like a white edge. And since there's some dark background, I just wanted to tint down these little white edges in case it shows when it's glued down. Oh, that's actually quite pretty. I'd be okay even if some of it showed on the front of this. Well, that's a simple way to tint the edges. A good old felt pen. Okay. And then we are going to gel glue this down. Hopefully nice, and make sure, I can always change the hook, but I want to make sure. This is going to be nice and square, straight and centered. And then I'm going to use the gel also to coat over top of the whole thing. All right. And I'm good at eyeballing the thing to get it centered pretty much. But if you don't want to, if you're doing some project like this, you can measure it all out if you want. Okay, so just want to use something that's just gonna push it down flat. And then this is going to be the last step. I'm going to put a protective coating over top of the whole thing. And even though later I will enhance that text again, this will work, and this will hold all the edges nicely too. I like this gel because it's nice and thick. I actually didn't even have to really do that because we can just, I can do this on my own after anyway. But that's pretty much it. Okay. That is it. Well, thank you for joining me today, and if you liked what you saw, I invite you to subscribe to the channel.